I want to share a little information with you about Angela, and then she's going to talk about the rest of the team, and they'll present the program. Angela is from Savannah, Georgia. She has her engineering degree from Georgia Southern University and also a master's in education from Walden University and a degree in education administration from LMU. She's taught for 18 years, and she started her teaching career in Georgia at Creekland Middle School, which is very highly rated. And she came to the Tri-Cities area with her husband, Anthony, and she began teaching at Lebanon High School, where she started the engineering program. And then in 2011, she came to DB as engineering teacher, and at the same time, she started the robotics team. So think about this, that the robotics team now has been going on for 12 years. She started with 5 students, and now consistently the team is 25 to 35 students, and they are ranked worldwide. Also, Angela, you were named Teacher of the Year in 2020, rightfully so. And she says that her greatest accomplishment is her family. And her husband Anthony and they have 3 boys. They're at Johnson Elementary School, Hunter, Gunner, and Gage. So Angela, you take it away.
Thank you. Turn it on. Well, thank you very much. I've had the pleasure of working at Dobyns Bennett alongside some amazing students and some amazing mentors. Mac and Mike have both been helping us for many years with the robotics team. It is not just me. It takes a whole host of us to get it done. I think we have 11 mentors across the community that help us. And then, like you said, we have about 25, 30 students a year that go through the program. And then Chris, he's one of our alumni from the robotics team, and it's really nice to see the fruits of the labor, all the work we put into it, and see these students going off to college and getting professional jobs and what they did on the robotics team. So it does give me great pleasure, even though it's a whole lot of work. But I'd like to introduce 3 students to you. This is Miss Alexis, this is Miss Lorelai, and this is Mr. Bladen, and they're going to be presenting the team today.
Okay, so we are Dobyns Bennett CyberTribe Robotics. My name is Bladen Hooper, as Ms. Conrad just introduced me, and I am the team captain of CyberTribe. Alexis here is on admin on our team. She helps with managing the team, organizing, and everything like that. Lorelai is on programming. This year, I figure she'll probably be the programming team captain, but she helps with programming and helping to control our robot. So let's see here. CyberTribe. Okay, what exactly is FIRST? Some of you may be wondering that. FIRST is an organization dedicated to helping students learn more about STEM and provide an outlet for them to do so. Scattered across the globe, FIRST has over 3,000 different teams, each designing their own unique robot. Each robot must complete a different challenge, and this process requires the help of many volunteers and teachers who can help students build, design, and compete with their robots. Here is a picture of what our field looked like last year from where our robot competed on it, and this is a look at our game manual that they give us every year. Each season, beginning in early January, a new game is released. FIRST Robotics supplies teams with a game manual featuring all of the rules and regulations of the game that year. Our team must then build a robot capable of competing the challenges on that year's field. All of this happens within the span of just 2 short months. Our mission. Our team's mission is to inspire young people by providing science, engineering, and technology mentor-based learning opportunities that enable a development of life skills such as self-confidence, communication, creativity, and leadership. We have 5 goals in which that we achieve our mission. We strive to teach technical and interpersonal skills to help prepare students for their future. Through the use of teamwork, we embrace each team member's background and contributions. We promote a strong work ethic to solve complex problems with creativity. Through all steps of this process, we must remember to leave a positive impact on our community around us. And most importantly, each team member's hard work and achievements must be recognized and celebrated. Here is a picture of all of our team from last year in front of the first sign at our national competition in Houston, just to get a good idea of how big our team is. I think last year we had 24, 25 of us. But anyways, yeah, good look at our team right here. Team organization. So our team is divided into 3 different sub-teams. One is the building team, one's the programming team, and one is the management team. Building team is more responsible for designing, 3D modeling, part fabrication, just building the actual robot itself. The programming team does the controls of the robot, so they'll use the Java framework to design what our robot does and how we control it. And then management, which is mainly like what I do, Ms. Conrad does, Alexis does. We do fundraising, purchasing, travel logistics, media, just everything to keep the team smoothly running for our competitions, our traveling, and everything else. Our mentors and teachers. We have many fantastic teachers and mentors who dedicate a large portion of their time to the team. Of course, we have Ms. Conrad, our main teacher sponsor, responsible for helping assist the team with funding, organizing trips and events, and so much more. And thankfully, she receives the help from a few other teacher sponsors to just make her job a lot more smoother. And hopefully, this year we're going to get a 4th teacher added to this list so we have even more help. But anyways, we also have a lot of mentors throughout the community. This is just some of our mentors, and Mike Polonis, who we have here today with us, is one of our earliest mentors, and he helps with the build team and pretty much wherever he's needed. Graduation chords. So each year, students of the graduating class have the opportunity to achieve a chord for graduation. A senior must have 200 working hours, been part of the team for 2 years, and have attended at least 1 competition. And this year, thankfully, we had 4 different of our seniors receive these chords, and I'll tell you more about them. This is William. Throughout the season, our seniors always take away key values to apply in their after-school life. William, who's been with our programming sub-team captain for 2 seasons now, said that his time on the team has enabled him to expand knowledge of computer science and the engineering design process that he can carry on into his later life. And currently, William is now at UT Knoxville. Stefan is another one of our graduating seniors. He graduated and he did a lot of our team's build, and he was one of our main drivers. This year, he is at Tennessee Tech. We also have Graham. Graham took a year off during his junior year, but he ended up coming back for his senior year, and from the quote, you can tell he loved every minute of it and really helped out with our robot in different competitions. And then we have Robert. Robert is yet another example of one of our team's senior members being greatly impacted by the first robotics program. He loved getting the opportunity to participate on the team, and his experience is exemplified his engineering, team building, and community outreach skills. Here's Lloyd. Lloyd has learned to appreciate engineering, team building, problem solving, and how to be a good bumper captain. He graduated last year and moved into his dorm at Tennessee Tech a couple of weeks ago. And last but not least, we have Parker. She proved this year to be a valuable member of the team. She specialized in building and helped the team with outreach at competitions. And here's more about our outreach activities. The team typically tries to participate in a few community outreach events during the summer. Most recently, the team visited the Summer Fun Fest Festival here in Kingsport, I'm sure all of you know about. We demoed our robot from last season, H&P, and then this last Fun Fest year, myself and a few other representatives from the team drove through the parade downtown in my car, and we stuck the CyberTribe banner on the side and just tried to represent DB and CyberTribe as a whole. build season. Okay, here is a few pictures from our build season. About 2 seasons ago, our team made the move over to the old Sullivan North building, now labeled as the Tribe Athletic Complex. Earlier this past season, we made the move from the school's old gymnasium that they didn't use anymore, obviously, and now we're in the unused cafeteria area. And this is where we accomplished most of our build season work for this year, and it's pictured on the right here with one of our students helping to disassemble some old equipment that we had. Here's some more of the build season, just what the typical season looks like. Pre-competition, most of this is done here, this picture at least is done at DB. A lot of our practice happens at DB, but during the spring semester, whenever it really kicks off, we normally move over to the athletic complex to practice. And here is Robo Rodeo. At the beginning of our school year, a few students participated in the Robo Rodeo off-season competition. This is purely for fun and provided this year's drive team some much-needed practice before the actual season began. Every year, there's a competition. It's the Robo Rodeo competition. Every year in Knoxville, they do this. It's just purely for fun. It's not for anything to do with actual FIRST robotics. It's just, we can use our robot from the last year, and it provides a great experience to practice with for our new members. But yeah, and we plan to go again this year. And here is a short little video that Mike made for us that dives into what our robot was like this year and what a competition would look like.
This is a quick glimpse of the CyberTribe robot in action at the FRC Championships in Houston, Texas. And the first 15 seconds of every match is autonomous, where the robot runs by itself. And here we see it putting a yellow cone on the highest level of the grid, and then it drives over the charge station, finds another yellow cone on the floor using vision, and picks that one up, and then finally climbs on the charge station and balances it out perfectly right as the autonomous period ends. In this case, the students then take over, and they can place that cone quickly on the high level again under their own control for another quick 6 points. We had 27 different autos programmed, so we could start anywhere and place any item at any level. And so in this case, we're going to be placing a yellow cone at the high level, but then driving across and picking up a different yellow cone under vision control, and then not going over the charge station, but driving right back and placing that cone on the floor. Most of the round was run teleoperated by the students, and here we are in blue, coming across the field under student control, and going to the double substation where we're going to pick up a yellow cone from our human player. We drive back across the field. In this case, we're going to go over the charge station. We did that quite a lot. Get into our grid zone, and then place that cone under student control at the highest level. We're going to come back, avoid a little bit of defense by a red robot there, get back over to the double substation and pick up another yellow cone from our human player. And this time we get bumped a little bit by a teammate who was trying to pick up a purple cube right behind us. We're going to go over to the charge station again and get in and place this particular cone at the middle level of the grid so we could place them at different levels. We could also work with cubes, and here we are in red. We're going to come field and use the other double substation this time. Our human player's on the other side. We get bumped a little by a teammate there, but we're going to pick up a purple cube, and we're going to place that one. We get a nice open area. We don't have to go over the charge station this time. We zip right across the grid, and we place that cube at the highest level of the cube shelves. We're going to avoid all the robots in the way here. Good driving by our team. Get into that double substation and pick up another purple cube. And this time when we come across, what we're going to see is that we've got teammates blocking both the left and right open side, so we do have to go over to the charge station. And we're going to place that one on the middle shelf of the cubes. At the end of the game, all the robots have a chance to climb on the charge station if they want, and get a lot of extra points for getting on it and balancing it like we see blue do there. It looked really easy for blue. It doesn't look quite so easy for red, who has kind of a tough time doing it. But that's it. That's a quick look at the CyberTribe robot from 2023 competition action.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mike, for making that video. It mainly just shows you guys like a good idea of what it looks like for our robot to actually be competing and what it looks like for us to watch it and what our drivers see as they drive it across the field. Okay, so the Miami Valley competition. This was our first competition this year. We drove up to Cincinnati for the Miami Valley Regional. We made it far in the competition and managed to bring home a ticket to Houston. There's some more. At the end of the Miami Valley Regional, our team was ranked 3rd out of 51 teams with a 9-1 record. We were actually only 1 ranking point away from being ranked 1st, and a few highlights include winning the Autonomous Award sponsored by Ford and qualifying for Worlds. Since we were in the, anyways, once we were in the competition, we made it so far that we qualified for Houston, which is the national competitions. Here we go. Here's more about Smoky Mountain Regional. This was our 2nd competition of the season in Knoxville. As far as stats for this competition go, we were ranked 2nd out of 38 teams. And as I said earlier, we became the captain of the number 2 alliance in playoffs. We ended up losing in the upper bracket finals and got booted into the lower bracket. Our partner robot ended up breaking their intake system, and we ended up losing this match, but thankfully we still got our ticket from Miami Valley to make it to Houston. We had an absolute blast in Houston. We loved exploring the city, and we loved competing. With 77 teams in our division, we ranked 37th, and despite ranking 19th out of 77 teams in our EPA score, we were not chosen to be one of the 32 playoff teams. We figure this is because it was too much of a risk for other teams to pick us, but after Houston, there's nowhere really to go. I mean, Houston, we made it to Houston. We loved that. Anyways, more past that, our sponsors. Last but not least, our sponsors. Our team could not function without our generous sponsors. And today, we cannot thank you enough, Kiwanis, for all the years of sponsorship that you provided with the team. We just really thank you so much. You make everything possible. And yeah, that's about it.